Hi guys, it's Faith. We are talking all about Valentine's Day and our families this month for the Golden Vlog, and I'm super excited that you're here. I'm glad that you're going to jump into these prompts with us, and I'm excited to hear what you have to say about your family. So I'm going to get started. Valentine's Day, it's a little crazy for us. We usually take turns planning Valentine's Day. LG has planned the last 2 years, I think, so I'm hoping to do something super special, but I have no idea what that is yet. I am married. My significant other is LG. I talk about him a lot on the blog. He's an engineer. He works for the state, and he loves to paint and draw. He's an artist in his own right. He tutors. He works for the School on Wheels. He volunteers there every Thursday, and he sits on the board of a nonprofit. So he is very much involved, and I love being married to him. He pushes me to be better, and I think the best thing about him that I love the most is his loyalty. If he's your friend, he's your friend for life. So I really like that about him. I would have to say that my parents taught me the most about being in a relationship, growing up, how to be in a relationship, a healthy relationship. They taught me a lot about love, and their relationship was very inspiring. You could totally tell they loved each other, and they worked at making each other happy. So I would say that their relationship is the one that taught me a lot about love. If I had to pick a relationship advice tip, it would probably be keep the lines of communication open, because that is definitely important, even if it's a subject that you don't necessarily want to talk about. It's never good to leave issues or, problems or anything really untalked about with your spouse. So I would say my relationship, the one I would pick relationship advice tip would be to keep the lines of communication open between you and your spouse. My parents have been married now for about 40 years, and that is super exciting to know. To be able to have parents that have stayed together and worked through their stuff and stuck it out. And so yeah, my parents, I love them, I admire them. I would say the thing I most admire about them, like, my dad gave me a very good work ethic. Like, he always goes to work. It doesn't matter, like, that's your job, that's what you're supposed to go and do, and do your best at it. And then they both have given me a great thing I admire most about them is their relationship with the Lord. And their walks with the Lord are so great. They've really inspired me and taught me to be such a great Christian, like a good Christian. Not that I'm a great Christian or anything, but they are good examples of good Christians. And so I am who I am because of them. So that's what I would say. That's what I admire most about them. I do know my grandparents very well, actually. Well, I know my mom's side of the family really well. My dad's mom died when I was little, and so I didn't know her very well. I knew his dad a little bit better than I knew his mom, but again, his dad died when I was a teenager, so I didn't get to know him a whole lot. And his real dad that was his stepdad. His real dad died when he was little, so I didn't get to know him at all. But my mom's parents, they were divorced when my mom was little, and they both remarried. And but my grandmother lives next to my mother, and so that's where we have Christmas every year, and like I see her every time I go to my mom's. So I see her a lot. My grandfather is remarried again, and he has and he lives in Oregon. And so I know him, like he's on Facebook. Him and his wife are on Facebook, and so I get to, interact with them a little bit. So I'm excited. I mean, I know them that way, but my grandmother, my mom's mom, is the one I know the best because she lives next door to my mom, and I see her all the time. I do not have any children, but I don't have any children of my own. I think of like my friends' babies and my cousin who's like a sister. I think of her babies as my babies. I love babies. I love spoiling babies, and of course I nanny, so I have babies in that way. But I don't have any children yet of my own, but I'm excited to start a family. I'm looking forward to it. My best friend growing up, I'm like one of those people that don't think that you can just have one bestie, I mean, I feel like that, I've always had. Now, I will tell you, when I was growing up, I used to tell my mother I didn't think I had a best friend. Like, I had friends, but I didn't have a best friend, you know what I mean? And so, but my closest friends when I was growing up, what I would think of now as my best friends would be my cousin, Laura. She's like a sister, and she's always been like a sister, so we've been really, really close. My other friend would be, I have 3 that I'm thinking of right now. That would be Laura, my friend Krista, and we are still growing up. We grew up friends, and we're still friends, which I love. And funny story about her, like when I met LG and we were gonna get married and we got married, she was furious that I was moving. Like, she didn't talk to LG for like a good amount of time, a good while. She would not forgive him for taking me away. So that's a funny story about her. And my other best friend growing up would have to be probably Amanda. She was my book buddy. Like, we read books constantly. Krista read books too, and Laura reads too. I mean, let's be honest. I have friends that are book readers. That's just who I am. So those were my friends growing up. Who are my besties now? I have so many. Like, I don't like that whole besties. I mean, I feel like I'm being mean to my friends. However, there are friends that I have a lot in common with, and I get along with and do more, I guess, with. But I would say my best friend now is my mother, honestly. She knows everything. I go to her before I go to anybody else. And she's that. She's my bestie. But Laura is still my best friend. She's like a sister to me. She probably always will be. And my besties where I am now probably is my friends Tasha and Amber. We like to hang out. We have fun. It's fun. And my friend Bex. I know I'm going to forget somebody, and then they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe. Oh, see, I already did. Bethany and Crystal. They are my best. I just have a lot of friends. I don't like to qualify besties, okay? Let's just not go there. Let's just not qualify. But anyways, so yeah, there's those. I think that's it. I do have pets. Well, I have one pet. I've talked about him a little bit on the blog, but he is a puggle, which is a pug and a beagle mix, and he is adorable. When he was a baby, I wanted to strangle him because he was not housebroken, and I had to break him, and he like chewed up my shoes and like, peed on the carpet and like all of that. But now he's like older, he's like 6 or 7. And he is our life. Like, he thinks Leon hung the moon, and he loves LG. He thinks he's the best, and when he leaves, it's so hysterical because he'll sit and whine forever. I'm like convinced he doesn't do that when I leave, but I still love him. He loves to cuddle with me though, so he's my cuddle buddy. So anyways, those are the questions. I hope you join us this month, and I can't wait to hear about your family. See you next month. Bye.